Last video we were talking about this menu login logout, right? So in this video now today we'll see first delete of a specific user, right? And in next lecture or next video we'll see edit of the specific user. So in this case we'll see this delete with the help of button. I will put button over here, and with the help of that button we'll do the deletion, and in case of edit we'll put a link, so we'll have an idea how you can use a link also and how you can use a button also. Okay, so now we'll go to the client side of our work. Say for example I will open this display student, and here only we'll have that delete and edit records, right? Say for example here in student record. So now first we'll perform the delete as I told you, and then we'll see the edit. So here I'll put a button, so I will just write down button, and inside this button I'll have one event, click event. So on click I will write down, say for example something like this. We'll call one method, but as you know that directly we cannot call any method, so we need to write down one anonymous function over here. So I will write down something like this, anonymous function, which will call one method, that is delete student. Okay, now in this delete student we need to pass one parameter also, that is ID. Then only we identify the specific student. So for example in our case, so I will get this d.name, d.email is with us, so definitely we'll have a d dot, that is underscore underscore ID, which will give us a ID of that particular student. And now this delete I'll copy from here and I'll put over here. Okay, that is one extra I think. So I think now just check what is the issue. Okay, fine. So now my event is ready. So on this d underscore underscore ID will write down the will pass that parameter as a parameter, that is underscore underscore ID, so we can get the unique user from this. And above somewhere we'll write down this method delete student. Go ahead, we can write down student record. After that I will write down this here. So I will not do anything right now on this. Delete student, and I will pass one ID over here, so I'll just pass one ID. Then we write down the arrow function, and here in this right now I'll just write down alert. I'm not doing anything, just for this particular thing here. Okay, fine. Delete student, and then I'm passing this as a parameter, and this will, so this anonymous function will call, and this will work. So I'll just save this, and if I run this, say for example, now you can see over here my buttons are ready. I'm not doing anything. Or what we can do over here, just to check, here I will pass as ID. So now if you see this, so now I'll just refresh this, and when I click on delete, it is currently undefined. Now we need to check why it is undefined, right? Okay, so everywhere it is undefined. So what we can do here, we have passed the ID d underscore ID delete. I think everything is fine, but still something is wrong somewhere. So I think it is, if I'm not wrong, this is not underscore underscore ID, it is just ID, I think. Yeah, it's just ID. So now if I refresh this, when I click on delete, now you can see the ID over here. Now this ID, these are the unique IDs that we are going to pass to our page. Okay, so this is currently our client side portion is over. Now we'll switch to the server side, where we'll write down this code. So here I not require this one. I need to use student outside. So somewhere I will write down. This is insert data. Okay, the delete data I have already written over here. So here we need to write down delete data, right? So now for delete data, what you need to do? You need to write down one API over here. So I will just write down API. So here we'll write down the delete API. So I will write down route dot, say for example here in this case delete, so we'll write down dot delete, and here I will write down delete, and we need to pass one ID, as we know that, so I'll just write down ID over here. Okay, then after this we need to pass two parameters, you know that is request and response. Okay, so now here I will write down, so that will return something, so I'll just write down this way. Okay, here what we can write down, say for example you can write down in try catch also. I'll just write down try catch. So in try I can write down, say for example, first we need ID, right? So const ID equal to, now if you want to take some value from your query string, then you can write down something like this, you know that request dot params dot ID, which will give you the ID over here. Okay, now after that I will write down something, one variable, and here I will write down our sign up info, that is our model, object of that model, sign up info dot, we'll use one function find by ID and delete, and here I need to pass that ID, so I will just write down that ID over here. Okay. So now my ID is passed, so now I will send this request dot send, and here if I want I can pass something like this, student data, sorry, has been deleted, right? And here if you want you can pass that ID or name also, but I'm not writing that thing right now. So this is my try. Now if something is wrong, then obviously I will need to write down catch. So I will write down catch over here, and I will write down response dot send, so response dot JSON, send is not required in this case, and here I will write down, because I need to pass some message, error dot message. So basically here we need to pass one error also, so I will write down error. Okay. So this way, this is our, I think this is enough, because we have received that ID, or we have selected that ID, and then your, but here one thing is required, that is async await. So here I will write down async, and obviously where we need to write down, here we need to write down await. Okay, so this is our server portion of that. So that is our ID and everything. Okay, now again we'll go back to the client side, and on client side we'll write down few things. Okay, so here we have passed that ID, we click that, so here we need to write down that thing. What we need to write down? We need to call that API here. So what I will write down here, just write down something like this, let result equal to axios dot, say for example, delete, and here I need to pass my API. So I will write down, say for example, http colon / localhost 10 colon, what I need to write down here, let me check, 5000, so I will write down 5000 slash API slash delete slash, what we need to write down now, what we need to pass, we need to pass ID to this. So what we'll write down here, I will write down dollar into curly brackets, I will pass that ID. This way you can have ID to your API. Now here what we need to write down, if result then alert student data, so it should be in a single quote or double quote, student data deleted, and then after that we need to display all the data. So in that case you can call this get data method, right? So here we'll write down that get data. Now here this get data method is written inside the use effect. So what we can do in that case, simply copy this get data method from here, and I'll just this, and after this I will write down here. So I'm putting outside the use effect, so it can be used everywhere or wherever you want. But I think that is more than sufficient now. Okay, let's check this and we'll check whether it's working or not. I'll just refresh once. So for example, I want to delete the last record, I'll just click on, that is this one, and then nn@nn.com. so I'll just click delete. So this is my ID, student data deleted. Click this, nothing has happened. Let me refresh this, nothing has happened. So we need to find out what is the issue. So what we can do, go to the inspect first, obviously go to the console, and you can see one warning is there. So there is no error, only warnings are there. So we need to find out what is the issue. So let's close this. Now what we did last time, did delete, okay, but student has been deleted, but still it's not deleting. So what do we need to check? These errors are very important to understand, right? So here get data student deleted axios, okay, important thing left, that is most important thing here we left, or I feel that that is not that. One is async await. Please try to understand this async await. You need to write down, otherwise this will not work properly. Correct. So here I will write down async, and obviously here we need to write down. So I'll save this. Let's check whether it's working or not. Just click on delete. Okay. Still data is not deleting. So some issue is there. We need to find out what is the issue. Okay, we have written this, everything is fine. Let's check the inspect also once. Yeah, now you have an error here. Error is fail to load resource. This, right? Uncaught promise on access error. Display student JS28 number. First, let's check it. Display student 28 number. Here we have written this get data constant is, I think everything is fine, and failed to load resource this server, so something is wrong for this server API. So what we can do here, okay, we'll open that REST file, and here I will write down, say for example, what we can do, we'll check this API is working properly or not. So in that case, write down this, we'll check this our API is working or not. So delete, here I will write down http://localhost/API/delete/ here we need to pass ID, right? So now what we are doing something wrong is, I think, okay, we have a student not API, so that is the issue. So I'll go to the client, and here I will write down student. Okay, so now I think it should work. So let's save this, go to the server, I just close this, and I will delete this IP. Still it's not deleting. We'll check this, what is the issue. To the console, uncode from failed to load resource, student delete this. Okay, so still some issue. So we'll go to the server, on student route I will write down delete. Okay, fine, this looks okay to me. So now here we'll go localhost student delete and this. So let's write down this right now. Instead of this I will write down student, and here I need to pass this ID. So what I will do, I'll go to the student master, and last record that we want to fetch is this one. So I'll just pick it, edit, and I will copy this ID. Okay, and I will put that over here in test, something like this. Okay, now we'll save this. Okay, now we'll check this whether it will work or not. I'll click on delete. Okay, this is fine, the student data has been deleted, and if I check over here, data is deleted. So now my API is correct. So now we need to check what is the issue. So API, there is no issue, so I'll copy from here that API. Just up to this point, I'll copy this. If at all any error, result get data. Now let's check whether it's working or not. Okay, so we'll see this test record. Say for example, I'll delete, it has deleted, and now you can see the data is deleted. So this way you can delete this record. Only thing was maybe some spelling mistake somewhere. So we have created this REST test, and we'll check this thing, and then here on client side, what we did, we created the button here. On click this delete student, we pass the ID to that, and that anonymous function or plan will we've written over here and we are calling this API using axios.delete, and we have deleted that thing. And in delete API, what we have written, that is delete, then we have called async await, and then data sync info, sign up info, and we are calling one method called find by ID and delete, and we are passing ID to that, and this way we can delete the records.